Now, thousands of travellers have been processed at the Lebombo Border post, with snaking queues forming already this morning. The Border Management Authority has beefed up operations to clamp down on any criminality. SABC News reporter Nonhlanhla Jele is monitoring the Lebombo Border post operations for us. Nonhlanhla, very good afternoon to you. I know that you've been in constant interaction with law enforcement as well as border management authorities, getting a sense of what interventions are underway to ensure that the queues continue to move and people reach their holiday destinations. What's the latest on the ground?
Indeed, good afternoon to you, Mpho, and to the viewers at home. You correctly put it. We've been in constant engagement with the BMA and, of course, law enforcement officials with the MEC for Community Safety, Security and Liaison, Jackie Masia, telling us that they've deployed a number of police officials on the ground to ensure that they try and decongest the congestion that leads to the port of entry. And as you can see, Mpho, the situation remains the same. The queues are still long. People are losing their patience here and there, but some are hopeful they'll make it home before Christmas. But there's certain issues that I'd like the BMA Commissioner, Dr. Mike Masiapato, to highlight and to deal with for us this afternoon, Mpho. Dr. Masiapato, two things. The issue of capacity. There's a lot of people, thousands actually, and I think thousands more expected to come. Can you tell us about your capacity? Is the BMA capacitated enough to handle all of this that we are seeing here? Number two, maybe we'll just combine all of us, everything for us. Number two, the issue of compliance, especially when it comes to small children. What happens in that regard?
No, thank you very much, Nonhlanhla. Maybe let's start by saying that the issue of BMA capacity is fairly known. We are operating at 25%. The 25% cuts across all the specialization. But of course, you will remember we are responsible for immigration, agriculture, environment. We are also responsible for health, but also for conventional law enforcement. So during this kind of period where we handle the exit, immigration becomes the most critical because that is where we do the most of the processing external, as it were. So now if you check, I said earlier in the morning we have around 30 counters that are functional as we speak, but we are at 25% capacity. So that is something that remains a challenge. Why don't you see a lot of border guards even on the corridor doing law enforcement? It's because we took them out here and we took them into offices to go do immigration work. And once again, is the issue of capacity. And that is why the MEC is here, from Mpumalanga here, assisting in terms of the deployment of the police, but also in terms of the traffic for the purposes of corridor management. Even if we have the responsibility in the 10-kilometer radius to take care of external and also internal, capacity challenge becomes a bit of an issue. So in days like this, where we are supposed to be dealing with all these magnitudes of people, it becomes very much unfortunate because we get exposed, even as we do the best that we are supposed to do. So that is the reality. We are at 25% as an organization, but we are very hopeful that the government, as we go forward, will give some bit of money so that we can recruit more personnel across those specializations, including the border law enforcement responsibility.
Can we also talk about the issue of compliance? I'll get back to the MEC on that one as well, but this one is specific to the children that we are seeing trying to cross. We know that some of them do not have necessary documents. What happens to them?
No, firstly, when we talk about children, you will remember as the BMA, we implement the provisions that are actually given to us by the Department of Home Affairs on immigration issues. So when it comes to South African parent or South African adult who is exiting with a minor, as you will know by law, is somebody who's 18 years and below. So if they have to be traveling with such kind of a person, we need a passport, but we also need an affidavit. If there is one parent traveling and the other parent is not there, we need an affidavit from the absent parent to indicate that I'm aware that my wife or my husband is living with the child. We need that because we are trying to avoid the possibility for people to kind of traffic children out of the country. But when it comes to foreign nationals, fairly, we need them to have a valid passport for them to be processed here. In other instances where people give birth to children, for example, here in South Africa, and they need to leave, sometimes they are not able to have a passport for a child. Then they go to their embassy. They have what we call emergency travel document or emergency travel certificate, ETC. When they have that document together with their passport as a parent, we are able to process them out. As we speak now, we do have about 4 social workers from the Department of Social Development. I was just talking to them now. They are here to take care of the children. Up to this point, we haven't actually got to a situation where there are minors that are unaccounted for. Every minor here has been been accompanied and they have the requisite documents, they're able to move. If they don't have the documents but they're supposed to exit, we are able to process them as we will process for the parent to exit back into the country.
Thank you, Dr. MEC. Before you go, how are the roadblocks doing, the road leading up to here? I'm sure you're getting word on the ground as to how it's going that side.
No, thank you very much. I think now the congestion is a bit better now. The flow of traffic is a bit slow, but they are moving. Hence, you notice the movement of the car towards Mozambique. I think the management, the traffic officers and the police are doing a wonderful job on that side.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to ask the MEC and the Commissioner just to step out of shot so we can just show you, Mpo, what else is happening here. You see this bus, many of these buses that are coming or taxis that are coming from this side are actually going back to Joburg, others going back to Nelspruit to pick up more people. We got a chance to speak to some taxi drivers who are passing here saying they're making their way to Carltonville to try and get more people who are coming back to Mozambique. So what we are seeing here is more and more people. Ulungile is just going to try and show you the gate, what is happening on the gate side. You see there's still a congestion there. Many of these people we see on that side in Po are people who were dropped off by the taxis that are not allowed necessarily to take them to Mozambique. So they drop them off here and then they join this queue, of course, to be processed up the hill from where we are standing at the processing center. We do know, as the Commissioner said, that they have 30 people or 30 points where they're actually trying by all means to process these people. On a normal day in Po, you come here, you find BMA border guards full or packed on the ground, but today we are seeing less of them. As you have heard, many of them have been deployed to try and assist the immigration office so that many of these people can be released, of course, to enjoy the Christmas holidays with their families, with their loved ones, and of course those who are going on holiday, for them not to lose out on their money by not making their bookings. Mpo?
Very well. Thank you very much, Nonhlanhla Jele. They're giving us the latest as the processing centres have their hands full with the holiday makers hoping to reach their destinations. We continue to monitor the traffic